Season 2 of Scream Queens on Fox. It debuts tomorrow night at 9 Eastern Time, and joining the all-star cast of Emma Roberts and Leah Michele and Jamie Lee Curtis and Abigail Breslin, they added two dudes, John Stamos and my guest back here on the Rich Eisen Show, Taylor Lautner. Good to see you, bud.
You as well.
You and Stamos, huh?
Me and Stamos. We're best buds.
I imagine you must have become one right now, right? Over the first few episodes?
I had never met him before, and I didn't know what to think, but he is he's a good dude. He's been in this business for a while, and he's as humble as you can get.
That's great, and we'll talk about the show here on our show in a moment. I do have to address, when I knew you were coming on the show, and I told you this off camera, but I'll tell it here too. Knowing you're such a big Lions fan, I'm like, okay, they take on the Titans. Look what they did to Andrew Luck in Indianapolis, and Taylor's going to come on. They're going to be 2-0 for the first time since forever.
Exactly.
And then they take on the Tennessee Titans.
Horrible.
And then they lose in that fashion. Very awful. Lions fashion, too.
Very Lions fashion.
Very lion-y. Is that wrong to say?
No, pretty accurate. No, felt so confident after week 1 there.
Mm-hmm.
And yesterday was brutal.
Well, it was brutal. I mean, what is it? Walk me through the process of a Lions fan, how you every year have the same hope, right?
They always, you always get a glimmer of hope, but you often get let down.
Mm-hmm.
I went to a playoff game a couple of years ago, and I don't think they've been to the playoffs since then.
They might have been, that was the one in Dallas where they were in Dallas and they got
that horrible catch. Yeah.
Well, they had that horrible call as well that went against them. Yeah. So do you have any Lions on your fantasy team at all?
I do in one league have Amir Abdullah. I stayed away. Oh, no, and I have Stafford as a backup quarterback in one league.
How many leagues are you in?
I'm in 3.
Okay.
3 leagues. That's like that's the verge right there. It's that's the max.
At that point in time, after 3, you can't even pay attention anymore.
And then you're rooting for players and against them, and it just becomes too much.
Right. And David Johnson, you have in 2 of them.
I have David in 2 of them.
So what draft choice did you have to get David Johnson in both of them?
He fell to me at 6 overall.
No way.
Which I gladly took.
I would have loved to have had that if I was sitting there at 6 overall.
For sure. And then the other league was an auction league. And I just knew that David Johnson was one of the players I really wanted, so I went and got him.
So you went and got him. How much you paid for him? Do you remember?
It was a $100 budget. I think I paid $28 or $29.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm betting
you almost capped out on that one. I know. I've got Taylor Lautner of Scream Queens on Fox here on the Rich Eisen Show. So you've got 3 teams. Which one is the best one that you got right now? Through 2? Are you 2-0 in any of them?
It's horrible. I started out 3-0. Won every single team the first week. Yesterday, lost every single team.
So you're 1-1 in each one?
1-1 in every single,
It's the thrill of victory?
Yeah.
The agony of defeat?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would say my favorite team is probably the 16-team auction league. So it's...
Brockman, how many teams do you have in your non...
14.
16?
16's
Taylor,
crazy.
come on now.
That's a crazy league.
It's ridiculous. You really got to dig deep. So it's my favorite one because I think it's decent for a 10-12 team league, and we have 16.
How long is your draft? 16 team auction?
It took like 4 hours.
It's still half as long as your idiot draft, Chris Brockman.
It is an idiot draft.
Tell him what your draft is.
8 hours.
Takes 8 hours?
For 14 teams.
Snake?
Snake, no time limits.
That's
so
the problem.
guys take like a half hour.
Insane.
Yeah, it's stupid.
Wow.
Now, here's the thing, because I look at him, again, I'm a 47-year-old married father of 3.
Uh-huh.
I have this job. I got the one at the NFL Network. I don't have time for that nonsense.
Oh, it's so time.
But you accuse me, Brockman, of having no fun.
You don't like fun.
Where do you stand on that subject?
It is what I live for. Besides acting, fantasy football is what I go to sleep thinking about and wake up thinking about.
Come on now.
So it's true. It's sad to admit, but it's true.
So who are you in these leagues with? Anybody we know? Anybody names you can drop that that we know that you?
What is it in a new league that I just started? There's Jerry Ferrara.
Okay, he was on this show about 3 weeks ago.
Oh, really?
Yes, he was.
Oh, cool. Yeah, he's big.
I'm sorry if we gave him any fantasy advice.
Yeah, thanks for that.
Yeah.
And then we actually have a scout of the Rams. So I feel like that's unfair.
A Rams scout.
Yeah, and he got the first overall pick, and of course he took Gurley. I don't know how he's feeling about that right now.
Wow, he's a company man, is what you're saying.
Yeah, for sure.
Or maybe he's the one who scouted Gurley for Les Snead a couple of years ago and said, hey, we need to take him 10th
right.
overall.
If he didn't take him first overall in the draft when he had the number 1 pick, I was gonna, it was gonna show me what's going on.
That takes cojones to be in a fantasy team draft with an actual scout in the NFL.
I know.
But if you beat that person,
Oh, feels so good.
isn't that the greatest?
It'll feel wonderful.
So now you're a Wolverine over a Michigan State Spartan?
Huge. Yeah.
I know. I knew I
Wolverine.
liked you. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
So our guys are 3-0 right now.
feeling great about that.
You're going to like that.
Yeah. I like. What do we rank? Number 4.
We are ranked 4th. Yes,
Yeah.
Michigan is ranked 4th, but Ohio State looks as great as ever, and
Yeah.
Michigan State, as we all know, always gets overlooked, and then they go ahead and win Big Ten championships.
Yep.
So you
What's
never know.
Ohio State at 2 now?
Yeah, they're at 2 right now.
Who slipped into 3?
Louisville. Because Lamar
They
Jackson, I think, just scored again, right, guys? Did Lamar Jackson just score just moments ago against Florida
Now.
State? Yeah, do you think he just scored again?
Now.
Never stops. Did
Yeah.
they jump from 10 to 3?
They did indeed. And then they sent Florida State from 2 down to 13.
Lovely.
That actually happened.
Okay.
So what are you doing on weekends? You're watching, just sitting here in home by yourself,
Oh yeah.
Taylor? Or
Just
you-
in the cave watching all the games
with Jamie Lee Curtis?
with Jamie Lee Curtis and
Jamie
John
Lee's
Stamos.
they're locked in? Yeah?
See, that's the only bad thing about Stamos is he doesn't like football.
Get out of here.
No,
You just outed John Stamos as a non-football liker?
I did.
No kidding.
It's not that he dislikes it. He's like a musician. He's not the biggest sports guy.
Yeah, well, Alice in Chains were in their fantasy league. They're musicians.
They love sports.
They're fan-
Yeah.
they
Crazy
can't-
Seahawks
They
fans.
can't get enough of it.
I know. I don't trust me. I don't get it.
Well, I don't trust John Stamos now. How about that? Is that wrong, Taylor?
No, I would say if you don't like football, you don't like sports. I immediately you'd be
That's
on
it.
my bad list.
You're out.
Yeah.
Check that box. So, what is it like doing Scream Queens on Fox with all these stars that are in there on a very popular program that's going on right now?
Yeah.
Another Ryan Murphy show that's out there.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting. It's unlike anything I've done before. It's a super fun show. The cast is crazy. So much talent, and I'm excited to be a part of it. But yeah, it's exciting that it starts airing tomorrow. And I think if people watch the first season, they're gonna love the second. It's even scarier, even funnier. It's so ridiculous. But yeah, I'm excited.
Okay, I will watch it, even though I know that Stamos is not a football guy.
Yeah.
Can we
gonna have to overlook
change
that. Trust me, it's on my agenda.
Can we do that?
I'm pretty
Maybe
sure.
together.
We should get him to a Rams game or something.
Stamos tours with the Beach Boys. He's
Yeah.
good. He's great.
Yeah.
But the Beach Boys have spawned Kevin Love on this planet. I mean, there's even a sports connection
That's
to
true.
the Beach Boys. You realize
Jesse
that?
and the Rippers. He's busy musically.
You understand
Doesn't have
that?
time.
I mean, there's at least something that's going on right there. Hey, Taylor, thanks for coming on. Congrats again on season 2 of Scream Queens on Fox. That's tomorrow night. Your Lions, I'm not ready to write them off just yet.
No, we can do it.
Okay, you've got 3 fantasy teams, all 1-1.
Yep.
Everything seems to be looking up for you right now.
Thanks, man.
I was just-
Appreciate it.
Oh, yeah. Come back here
I
on the
will.
show. Why are you not on Twitter, Taylor? I would think that most of your fan base is on Twitter.
I've avoided social media for so long. Don't ask me why. And I just joined Instagram like 3 months ago.
Okay.
So I'm easing in.
You do realize there's tons of fantasy advice that's on Twitter.
Is there?
Oh my God, are you kidding me? Come on.
Yeah. Michael Fabiano is my guy.
Oh wow, you just made his day, I think.
He's my go-to.
Fabiano's your guy?
Uh huh.
Careful.
Babs is the
He
man.
might slip you information that's off. Okay. Very good. Taylor Lautner here on the Rich Eisen Show. Hey, by the way, if you love your team, a player, or your city, check out Fanatics.com. Fanatics is the world's largest collection of official fan gear from all the leagues, teams, and players you love. Officially licensed everything. Fanatics. Love never loses. The most tweeted about plays of week number 2 in the National Football League. Care of our relationship with Twitter. That's next. And your phone calls, 844-204-RICH, here on The Rich Eisen Show.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.